Good morning, students. In your previous class, you have gone through exercise 6.1 and the name of the chapter is lines and angles. You have solved all 6 problems, all examples. Today, in this class, we are going to see introduction for exercise 6.2. Clear? In this exercise, you have to understand what are the parallel lines and transversal. In first introduction, we have gone through the concept that in a plane, the possibilities of two lines are either they are intersecting or they are parallel. So we are talking about parallel lines. Parallel lines means they are never going to meet. So let us consider L and M are two parallel lines. Okay, and this is another line which is intersecting the given two parallel lines, J and K. So these two lines are parallel lines and this one is transversal. Let us have the name of these points, say A, B, this is C, D, say this is P and this one is Q. Let this point is O and this has S. So these are the points that we have taken for our consideration. Now here you will find certain angles. Let us name them. This angle, angle 1. This angle, angle 2. This angle, angle 3. This angle, angle 4. And here, angle 5. This is angle 6, angle 7 and angle 8. So we have these 8 angles. Now we will try to define these angles for our purpose. So first of all, look at these angles, angle 5 and angle 3. What you can say about these two angles? They are said to be corresponding angle. They are said to be corresponding angle. Similarly, angle 6 and 4, they are corresponding angle. Angle 1 and angle 7, they are corresponding angle. Angle 2 and angle 8, they are corresponding angles. So, you came to know about corresponding angles. Now, let us write this. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. So, corresponding angles, write the name of angles. Angle 5 and angle 3. Another pair, angle 6 and angle 4. Angle 6 and angle 4. Now, angle 1 and angle 7. And here, angle 2 and angle 8. Angle 2 and angle 8. So, these are corresponding angles. Now, what about angle 1 and angle 4? These two angles are said to be alternate interior angles. Alternate. Why they are said to be alternate? Because they are lying on the either side of this transversal. See, this one is this side, and second one is on other side. That's why we are using the term alternate. And why we are using interior? Because they are between these two parallels. So let us write corresponding alternate interior angles. So angle 1 and angle 4, angle 1 and angle 4, and second pair is angle 2 and angle 3, angle 2 and angle 3. Okay. Now angle 5 and angle 8, they are also alternate, but they are exterior. So you can write alternate exterior. What are these angles? Angle 5 and 8, angle 5 and angle 8, and then angle 6 and angle 7, angle 6 and angle 7. So these are corresponding angles and alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles. Is it clear to you all? So you have to understand these angles very well so that you can use it whenever needed in your future. Okay. Now we will see some axioms related to the topic. One more thing, that these alternate angles, they may be termed as allied angle, or sometimes alternate interior angles or exterior angles, but these interior angles are sometimes said to be allied or co-interior angle. Alternate interior or co-interior angles or allied angles. Okay. Now we will see some axioms related to the topic. Axiom 6.3, as it is written in your book, axiom 6.3. So we are also going to use it. So what about this axiom? Let us try to understand. If you have any two parallel lines, say L and M, and a transversal is intersecting them, okay, then corresponding angles are equal. So what are the corresponding angles? This angle, say X, this angle Y. So X and Y are corresponding angle, and according to this axiom, corresponding angles are equal. So what this axiom tells us, angle X will be equal to angle Y, provided that these two lines are parallel. And similarly, if you consider this angle as P and this one is Q, then you will have second one, angle P equals angle Q. And what about these two? If this is angle R and this one is angle S, then again you will write angle R equals to angle S. And one more we can consider here, this one and this one. If this is alpha and this is beta, then angle alpha will be equal to angle beta. This is what axiom 6.3 says. That is, corresponding angles are equal. Okay. Now, if you are interested, you may write it. It is written corresponding angles are equal. Now, look at axiom 6.4. What is axiom 6.4? Actually, axiom 6.4 is just converse of axiom 6.3. Here, these two lines are given as parallel, and we have stated that corresponding angles are equal. Now, suppose these two are the lines, say L and M. Another line N is intersecting them, and we have this angle X and this angle as Y. If it is given to us that these two angles are equal, if angle X equals to angle Y, then these two lines will be parallel. Here, if lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are equal. And in exam 6.4, if angles are equal, then lines are parallel. That is the converse. If these corresponding angles are equal, this will imply that L is parallel to M. So, vice versa. This is about HCM 6.4. Now, we will see one theorem related to the topic. As per your NCERT book, this theorem is given as theorem 6.5, but we are not going to say like that. We will be just stating the theorem and try to understand. What about this theorem? So let us try to understand this. If there are two parallel lines, say L and M, a line N is transversal to them. So L and M are parallel lines and one transversal line is given there. Then in that case, the pair of alternate interior angles are equal. What I mean to say is, as you have seen, this angle and this angle, these two angles are alternate interior angles, then alternate angles are equal. So, if you are interested in writing the statement, you may write it as statement. If a transversal intersects two parallel lines, then alternate angles are equal. Okay, this is the statement. So let us have the name to prove it. Say A, B, C and D. Say P, Q, and the points are R and S. So, as per tradition of proving a theorem, first of all, you write the statement. Then given that, you have to mention what is given here. So, in figure, line L is parallel to M, P is transversal, angle ARS and DSR are alternate, I am writing inside alternate interior angle, given that. Then you write required to prove. What is to prove? Angle ARS equals angle DSR. This you have to prove. Is it clear? Okay. Let me explain it. As in exam 6.3, you have seen that corresponding angles are equal. So, corresponding angles means this angle is equal to this one. This already we have stated, and in your previous class, we have stated one thing, that axioms are statement which need not to prove. So we will use the concept directly. We are not going to prove that. Okay. Let me try to make it clear to you how easily you can prove it. Okay. Say this angle is x and this angle is y. Okay. So now if this angle is x and y, then we have to prove that these two angles are equal, and already we know that these two, that is corresponding angles, these two corresponding angles are equal. So students, what about this angle and this angle? They are vertically opposite angle. So if this angle is x, then obviously this is x. And now what about this angle x and this angle y? They are corresponding angles. Then as per axiom 6.3, corresponding angles are equal. So obviously x equals to y. So first of all you will say that these two angles are equal as vertically opposite angles, and then x and y are equal because they are corresponding angles, and hence the proof. This is the way how you are going to prove. So let me write the proof here. We are having very little space, so let us have proof. Look at this. Let us start with angle ARS. Angle ARS. So angle ARS equal to angle ARS is equals to angle PRB. Angle PRB. Is it clear? Because ARS and PRB, they are vertically opposite angles, so they are equal. But angle PRB, this angle PRB is equal to angle DSR. Angle DSR. Why? Because these two angles are corresponding angles. So ARS equals to PRB, but PRB equal to DSR. Therefore, angle ARS is equals to angle DSR. Hence, proof. So this is the way how you can prove this theorem. This theorem states that alternate interior angles are equal. And to prove this, we have used the axiom that corresponding angles are equal. Okay, is it clear? Now, can you think of converse of this statement? In this theorem, what we stated, if two lines are parallel, one transversal intersecting, then alternate angles are equal. Now, what about converse of this? That is the next theorem. We are not going to make proof of it, but we will try to understand what is the meaning. Suppose these two are the given lines and they are not given as parallel. Okay, these are any two lines. This one is the transversal. Now the theorem is, if these two angles, that is alternate interior angles, are equal, then the lines are parallel. Then these two lines are parallel. In theorem, what we done? We have done that if two lines are parallel, then alternate angles are equal. Now what is the converse? If these two angles are equal, then lines will be parallel. So this was about converse of this theorem. Okay. One more theorem is there. One more theorem is there. Let me explain you, and if you will go through the NCERT, then easily you will be able to prove this. So what about this theorem? Say LM are two parallel lines and the transversal. They have got these points at PQ. Here the lines are AB and CD. Okay, for them. let it be U and V. So here we have got one angle X, here we have got another angle Y. But theorem states that the sum of these two, that is X plus Y, will be 180 degree. In other way, we can say that interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary. What is the meaning of supplementary? The sum of these two angles will be 180 degree. Let me explain it once again. Interior angles on the same side of transversal. Okay, this is the transversal and we are having these two angles. They are interior as well as they are lying on the same side of this transversal. Similarly, if you consider about this one, say this is P and Q, small p and Q, then P plus Q will also be 180 degree and X plus Y is also 180 degree. So if sum of two angles are found to be 180 degree, then the meaning is they are said to be supplementary. This you have to prove. So let me explain this so that easily you can prove. Okay, come to this. We are not taking this P and Q. Consider only X and Y. Now look at this. This is point P. What about this angle? If this angle is Y, then this angle and this angle, they are corresponding angles. So this will be Y. Now at this very point, you are having two angles X and Y. So at this point we are having two angles X and Y and these two are linear pairs. So obviously X plus Y will be 180 degree. Let me explain it once again. If this angle is P and this angle is Q, if this angle is P and Q, then what about this angle? If this is P, then obviously this will be Q as corresponding angle. Sorry, this will be P. Corresponding angles are equal. This angle will be equal to this one. Now at this very point we are having two angles Q and P and this is the straight line. So these two angles are forming linear pair of angles. Then the sum will be 180 degree. Easily you can write P plus Q equals 180 degree. So this is very important that you are going to prove it. So one theorem I have proved, but these theorems you will be trying to prove because these are very easy. And one more thing, if you have two lines, say L and M, okay, L and M, and these two lines are parallel. Whenever we are making this sign of arrow, the meaning is these two lines are parallel. And another line is parallel to, okay, look at this. If L is parallel to M and second one, M is parallel to M, these two lines are parallel and these two lines are also parallel, then definitely this line L and M, they will also be parallel. Is it clear? So this you have to keep in your mind, and for the introduction of 6.2, this much will be sufficient. If you go through the video seriously, make a note of it, try to prove the theorems. If you face any problem, then you may ask it again. And in next video, we will be trying to see the solutions of your questions of exercise 6.2. But before that, you have to try to go through the solve example of this exercise. Okay? Thank you.